Lovely day, my lovers, too. Yes. I, Kizzy, and Isom, I'm absolutely grateful to share the following being loving and lovable with you, too. Within my lovely city of Chicago. Yes, Chicago. Yes, Chicago. Yes, Chicago. Yes. So for myself, this is I set it up like this because I'm very grateful when I was gifted the opportunity in 2012 to go into my Islamic studies. Whereas at the time, one of my great teachers of helping me in the process was my Gambian husband. Because when it comes to himself, he was Sunni, giving thanks for that perspective, being that I was born in Chicago, Illinois. Islam was taught to me a little different when I first was introduced to Islam. It was through the fact that I was hanging out in a gang as Blackstone. And it just so happened that somebody said some key things that had me go, whereas they said, this is Blackstone, this is literature, and what they was expressing, it was part of, religion. And I was honored that that's when the person appeared, the God King, he appeared, and then he took me to the masjid for the first time. And that's when I learned about Farrakhan and the Prophet Muhammad and all these great individual teachers that taught me a perspective of spirituality. So being that that happened when I was like 15 and 16, those age groups, I started, going in there and learning. And from there, it evolved from my going to learning with individuals like my Hebrew Israelites and such. So as it became a study and learning about different perspective of how to be the best version of oneself, that's the reason why when it comes to my learning in Islam, Christianity, Hebrew Israelite, it was all about being the best version of myself because the Creator, God, want me to be the best version of myself. Righteousness is something that I love. So being that when it comes to cleanliness, in the Bible, they say cleanliness is next to godly. So me being that the woman that I am, I have been there with women. We're talking about making sure it's all loved, so that the God King is happy. We'll make sure our children learn how to clean themselves properly and such. So being that cleaning the genitals have been a conversation, especially when it comes to health, when individuals speaking of bacteria and how to make sure it's clean in those areas, the genitals. Now, myself going through the process of healthcare and learning about this could be, they say don't put soap down there and all these different conversations when it comes to the genitals. And then it's like, well, how do I clean it properly? So me being the person that I am, these are been things that I've been studying from them talking about products, apple cider vinegar, using baby wipes and evolving. So these things that I'm sharing with you is an evolution of me thinking and then someone else thinking like me and creating. How when it came to like certain things of getting into the health and everything, I was doing a little too much in certain areas, irritating down there. So my God King at the time, my husband, 2012, he gifted me. He said, "Hey, have you thought about just putting water there?" And I was like, okay. And instantly it stopped being upset. So from there, it became no needing using wipes or none of those baby wipes and things like that to clean myself. I purposely use water. And it makes sense, especially when it comes to things coming out of the body and cleaning that area just to remove that might be on the outside and don't want it to dry out. Don't want that. So the water is cleaning and removing it instantly. So I'm very grateful for him saying that. So from there, me going into different places like masjids, and I say Sunni for those that there's a difference because in the times of me going into any masjids at the time, it wasn't us going into the restroom and seeing tools that I did start seeing when I would go to the masjids for Sunni. And therefore, I would see pictures and I was like, how do people really clean that? Because when it comes to water can settle at the bottom or containers can get the residue. So I would go into different homes, especially being gifted my Gambian husband. So I would go into African homes where you would see a picture there in the bathroom for the home because of Islam. We doing salat. One is now I'm starting to like pay attention in school. When you clean it, my mind's right now. I have to let it flow. Voodoo. So making wudu, cleaning body. But anytime one go to the restroom, one must clean one's genital because in Islam, and that's the reason why I'm sharing this with you all, because when it comes to different perspectives, a lot of individuals will start healing by allowing oneself to learn different perspective, because you're going to see the results. You're going to look at the people. You're going to notice like certain family members, you go learn something from them, or certain people, from God Kings to the Goddess Queen, we learn something, we can improve in areas. So one of the things that I did get a chance to do is start thinking about, even in the home that I was living in with my God King, I would like watch the containers that was in there with the God King. They so adorable. They had the measuring cup. It was like, yeah, it makes sense because you can clean that. So, but me being fancy as I am, I have this here. I always have a clean. This is for my shea butters, and I like that it's plastic because if it drop or something like that, it's safe, and I can always just clean this. And that's important because the residue and things like that, water, is because you can get water stains around things. So this came last year that I decided to incorporate a container that I could just dip my water and clean my body. So that is something I share with you all, because like things like this where your body is situated, where you can bring your angle of the body to better release of the things that need to come out. This idea came from my son when he was a baby. I used to have his step there, so he used it, but then I was using it. Then I started thinking like I need that kind of situation. And it just so happened in 21 when I moved into this love living space, Target had it. So I lovingly share with you all, because when it comes to health and cleanliness, it is an honor that certain individuals are going to be cured just simply putting water there. So that's the reason why when it comes to the lifestyle, natural spirituality, I give thanks for anybody that get a chance to learn about Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, because a lot of things we all are, for when it comes to righteousness, it's certain things you just naturally have to do is learn how to be the best version of yourself. So therefore, wisdom is learning. You have to learn some things. And especially when you want the best to be for yourself. So when it comes to genitals, especially women that be dealing with certain things, and I know when I go in the restroom, at times I be thinking all that types of things. I left this past week went in there with my plastic Ziploc bag filling up with water, and then somebody came in because when I moved, the water was leaking all over the floor, and then it was like, "Oh, good thing you have a fish in there." I was like, yeah, she's funny, because I know her man like, what is you doing? I know it's in there somewhere. But I always be thinking of sometimes water bottles and things like that to carry, but I be trying to think of things that I can carry, which I'm going to start just making sure the bag is not leaking, and then double up the bags when I go into restroom for easy transporting, especially if I have to have a bowel movement. That's the reason for me using the bag at that time. So I lovingly share this with you all, because I know that it helped me a whole lot. I listen to healthcare providers, and I'm very grateful that I get a chance to learn this. And this is based on me being open and receptive to growing and going and connecting with others to be a better version of myself. And that's the reason why I praise anybody get a chance to go for higher education or learn a different perspective, because when it comes to my humbleness, my gratitude, I'm grateful for Islam, and I still am, because I am a person that knows when I'm covered and when I'm not covered. So these are things that I know because I'm still in the process, because the relationship is very personal. And therefore, at times, that which I do to myself personally, I can share with someone else and share some of the things to say, hey, I'm honored that I got a chance to do this, because some of the conversations become even more easy and effortless because one is on the right path. And these are some of the tools. So if you are a person, I got this container from, it was a 3 in there. I think it was Marshall, where I got 3 of them in there. And then again, I just wipe this out and I use it when it's time to. And then I have my soap right here for when I have bowel movements, but I'm extra fancy when I'm just urinating. I spray, and it's just still water. I am. Hey, that's the reason why it's sacred. Yay, hey, that's the reason why only the right God King will touch this. I tell you. love and abundance, my lovers, too. When it's all said and done, I enjoy my health, and my health is something that I can praise because it has taught me so much, and the adjustments. I'm continuously going through the process, and I love loving you.